Good morning, Dr. Kim. Today I'll be talking about Human Incorporated, the company, and the product itself, Human Sound. Um, as we can see by the screen, Human Sound is the future of how you hear, share, and connect to the world. The company is trying to better our interactions as human beings. So instead of the norm of technology dividing us, they're actually trying to connect one another, which is a big part of who they are as a company. This is their first product as a company. It's Human Sound, and it has a lot of, it might seem crazy ideas, but very innovative. So I'll be taking you through the PowerPoint and explaining more of these ideas. Just a product overview. Um, the headphone, as we can see on the screen, fits tightly over your ear and has a design that's ergonomically made specifically for your ear. So it's very new, very creative, and I'm very excited to see what this product does in the future. The company is led by Ben Willis and Joe Dieter, both co-founders of the company. They've known each other since they were 5 years old, so very good friendship that's lasted for a long time. And as you can read on the screen, they've both been involved with numerous amounts of companies and ideas, and they've created multiple companies. So they're very successful people, and they brought this idea of using technology to change how we interact with one another. The next part of the headphones, as we can see, are their specs. They have 12 hours of battery life, which is a lot longer than your normal headphones, your Bluetooth headphones. They have touch controls, so everything's used via touch. They have a loud, high quality speaker. They have an amplifier speaker, which we'll be explaining later on. They have noise isolation too, which we'll also be explaining later on. They have high quality mics inside and outside that will be used for the noise isolation or to amplify the noise around you. They have sensors that are used for intelligent commands such as pause or play, and then they have the highest quality Bluetooth. The next part of them you're probably wondering is the human ear. It comes in different sizes. Well, don't worry, they've done a lot of research about this, and they've created an app, and the sizing system of the headphone comes in four different sizes that will comply to 95% of the human ear. So they're going to have a huge target market, and with their ergonomically designed app, they'll be able to determine the size of our ear. The next part of this is the touch controls, which I said I'd be explaining. The touch controls on the headphone, so you'd place the headphone on your ear and you'd be able to touch control. So you could pause, decrease the volume, play your track, everything by you could accept a phone call just by touching the headphone itself. So very innovative, very creative. It's going to be a big impact if they successfully design it. The next part is the unique performance. They can create such a unique performance because the headphone is big enough to incorporate a highly functional chip, which is obviously what every type of computer needs, but this is highly functional, and the more space they have, the more commands they can do, the more modes they can add to the headphone itself. So with this design, they obviously have added a lot of modes, which I'll be explaining coming up next. The multifunctional software is the modes that I was just speaking about, and there's 6 different modes that they have. These include fade, amplify, social, speak, active, and sleep. The first one of it is social, the first mode, and because we're so used to sharing links with one app, get on, see who you want to share it with. If obviously change it for other apps. Another mode that they have is the fade mode, and this has ambient noise control, which it activates an ambient noise system, obviously as you can read, to block out your external environment or increase its volume. So for people in nature, they want to block out the nature and just listen to their music. They can do that, or just listen to them breathing. They can do that, or they could amplify the environment around it through via the mics, and then increase the listening. They could hear birds from a distance if they wanted to. So it's very, very innovative. They also enable you to increase the ambient noise system, so listen to more around you, but while also not taking away from your music experience, so keeping your volume loud via your music. Then the next part, which is going to be a big deal for millennials and social gatherings, is the amplify mode. You can bring the speakers together and they'll create a Bluetooth speaker. But this is it's not just one speaker. You can bring as much as 15 people together, all connected to the same sound source, to create a truly amplifying experience with 15 Bluetooth speakers. So big, big innovative idea that's going to be huge for millennials, I think. Then they have the speak thing as an international. It's going to be a big deal as well, because if I wanted to speak to someone that didn't know my language, and I speak Dutch, so if they didn't know that I speak Dutch and they had their headphones on and I was speaking to them in Dutch, it would translate my language for them, which could be hugely effective for people visiting other countries and they want to speak to people. It would be a very, very great idea that, if it comes to pass, will be a big, big game changer. And then the next mode for all the fitness people is the active mode, and this, because your ear is so rich in blood vessels and has a huge pulse, they're able to track your heart rate very accurately and your calorie intake very accurately. And with the active, you're also enabled to have distance monitoring, when a timer can do everything your standard Fitbit can do. So it's just on your ear while you're listening to music. So instead of having two devices, you can now have one that does everything. And the last mode is the sleep mode. This is for people that want a lullaby when they go to sleep, or an alarm that wakes them up. But if you're looking for that, you'll be able to be woken up with your favorite song. So what more can we ask for in an alarm that's on our ear? Then we look at their competition. Let's take Apple as an example. The Apple earbuds go for $200 retail price. And as you can see on the screen, all they give you is sound, your listening experience, and a phone call. So if we compare the human headphone, which retails at $400, it gives you touch control, body monitoring, sleep tracking, the ambient noise control, phone call, loudspeaker, and language translation, all for $400 retail, which is an incredible deal. It's gonna be a little bit expensive, but that's around the price you pay for a new Beats headphone that only gives you sound. But now you're getting a human sound headphone that does all these innovative ideas. If we look at the company's timeline, and this is where I'm going to end my presentation on, is just how recently it started. It's only started in spring 2015, and by fall 2017, they're already planning to beta test. I think we'll get the first product officially somewhere around 2018, and then we'll get an idea how successful this company is going to be. I really appreciate the time you listening to this, and I want to thank you for the incredible class experience. I hope you enjoy your day further. Thank you.